Good evening, dear friends. Today's sensational video, after which your life will turn upside down, will completely change. Remember this day, the last day of your life, when you breathe not with your full chest, but with your lungs. Have you ever thought about what affects our breathing? There are different theories that you need to breathe with your belly. Male breathing. If you want to feel like a man, breathe with your belly. If you feel like a woman, then breathe with your chest. Diaphragmatic breathing. Different methods that train breathing. Sniper breathing. Bottle. Breathe there. Breathe here. But breathing is a natural process of our body. And first of all, we need to create conditions for the lungs to be fully filled with oxygen. And there was a good exhale, so that there is no residual air left in our lungs. Because it is precisely due to the limitation of exhalation that such parts of the lungs often arise, which practically do not participate in breathing. Constant residual air remains there, and conditions are created for an abscess to occur there first, and then some infection spreads. And today, friends, finally reveal the secret of how to make our lungs finally work at full capacity. Because the reason for the decrease in oxygen level in the blood is precisely that our lungs cannot fully inhale and cannot fully exhale. There are respiratory muscles. Everyone only knows about the diaphragm. That's what diaphragmatic breathing is. If you want to breathe with your diaphragm, breathe with your stomach. But there are also several muscles that must necessarily work during breathing. And if they don't do this, then our ribs, which first and foremost provide us with the full work of the lungs. Because despite the assertion that you need to breathe with your stomach so that your diaphragm works, without a diaphragm, you will not make a single breath in any case. Because the diaphragm is the respiratory muscle. Whether you breathe with your stomach, chest, nose, or not knowing what you breathe with, your diaphragm will move in any case. Stay away from the diaphragm. Don't touch the diaphragm. Leave it alone. She has no more claims against you. Now we will be interested in other muscles, with which even more problems arise, because of which the chest cage stops moving. What are these muscles? I already see the question in your eyes, dear friends. So, let's go together. The first muscle and, correctly, the scalene muscles. The scalene muscles, anterior and middle scalene muscles, are attached to the first and second rib. People completely stop participating in respiratory movements. This is his payment for the fact that he stood on two legs, freed his hands to eat. The next muscle is the small chest muscle. The small chest muscle also almost completely in 98% of people. 2% of people are those who watched this video from the world's population and started doing this exercise. They just started the small chest muscle. Poor thing who watched once, and who liked and commented, already fully work and move these ribs. The lower first two ribs move the scalene muscles during inhalation. Exhalation, 3, 4, 5. Small chest, practically 98% of the population do not use this half of the chest cage, the upper. During breathing only works this lower part, barely. With a creak somehow understandable, and the third muscle, of course, you have already guessed that this is the quadratus lumborum muscle. Here to the 12 rib is constantly shortened, does not allow a full breath to be made, and therefore the stomach begins to protrude. What to do? Friends measure the level of oxygen in the blood because it should be 99% closer to 100. Let's see what the device shows us. High precision 98, CY98. Because on one breath, all I say, if you noticed at the beginning of the release, breath made. And now while 2 breaths did not do, now 2 do, only quick. And already 99 became, after all, devices, arm-high precision pulse, oximeter. All shows if the exercise do accordingly. The level of oxygen decreases, and so our task is to make so that we worked in the upper 5 ribs during breathing. For this, we need to make so that the scalene muscles, small chest muscles, participated during inhalation and exhalation. And the second is to make so that the quadratus lumborum muscle did not interfere with the breath. Fully relax during inhalation. The small chest muscle should work, strain, relax. The latissimus dorsi muscle should strain, relax. The quadriceps should only relax. So there you have it. A question arises, friends. What is this device next to me? This is an oxygen concentrator. The thing is, there's only 20% oxygen in the air around us. High-altitude dwellers have even less. This device collects all the oxygen that's in the room right here, passes it through itself, and outputs 100% oxygen from here. I'll show you how to use them a bit later. First, we will restore all these muscles with you, so they work. And then we will fill our lungs 100% with pure oxygen. This is where it will come from. I'll show you a bit later. Look at how it will work. RMET device, oxygen concentrator. We will get acquainted with it soon. Friends, the peculiarity of the stair muscles is that they have completely lost their function in humans. The thing is that this muscle performs a respiratory function in quadrupeds, hexapods, septapods, octopods, i.e., all animals that crawl, do not gallop, crawl on the sides of the earth. But man, unfortunately, lost this ability. And therefore these muscles are just like ropes for him. They do not perform any function. The weight of the arms presses on the upper 2 to 3 ribs. This depends on how his shoulder is not shifted forward. And these ribs practically do not participate in breathing. You don't breathe at the top of your lungs at all. What to do to make the stair muscle work again? Again, during inhalation, start lifting the ribs up. You need to imitate our smaller brothers. You might think, but not quite so. We take the initial position like this. We put our hands on our elbows. At the same time, we push our shoulders a little forward. Turn our head in such a way that your nose looks straight. And in this position, you just inhale and exhale like this. See, the shoulders have moved forward. Your head is not looking down, but forward. That is, you have thrown your head a little here. So the stair muscle already begins to perform its original natural function. It begins to pull these ribs. If we stood up, it would pull up. And here it pulls them forward. That is, it already begins to perform its function for which it is intended. Only in this position can it do this. We do not often take such positions in life. Yes, we take such positions. That's why muscles completely atrophy. That is, the shoulders are shifted forward. Here on the elbows we stand. We do inhale, exhale. 10 inhales, exhales we did. You can even put your hand here. You will feel how during the inhale it works. It is slightly behind the pectoral scapular muscle. After that, they turn their head in the same position. So you look forward and turn your head to the side, but not to the maximum. That is until you feel, well, in short, you slightly turned it 45 degrees, so that nothing would obstruct your view there. And in this position again, inhale, do 10 breaths, 9. And in this position again, inhale, do 10 breaths, 9, 10, 11 breaths, exhales. It will also work more from one side. 11 breaths, exhales. It will also work more from one side. Turn your head to the other side. Also inhale. Also, from the other side, it will lift and lower your rib. Despite its simplicity, this exercise is very beneficial. Exercise. These ribs, a person has them all their life, and they never made a single movement. With this exercise, you may, for the first time in your life, get these ribs to move. You will immediately feel an increase in the level of oxygen in your blood. If you have such a device, you can check how much I have after this exercise.
Likely, it'll be 105% post-exercise.
But I had 99 before. Now it's 98 because I haven't done the third breath yet. In short, friends, this exercise gives the opportunity to increase mobility in the upper two ribs, which practically never move in your life. You should do it, well, at least 2-3 times a week, but initially every day to get your ribs moving. Further, the third, fourth, fifth rib the small chest muscle to get the small chest muscle back to work, so it also starts moving our chest cell. First, we will slightly stretch it with you. For this, we put our hands here in the doorway, like this. They stood up here for us, and we start to move. Put one foot forward and start to move forward. We stretch the chest muscles. Make movements when one of our legs is forward. Change legs. Make 10 movements when the second leg is forward. After that, we raise our hands higher so that the elbow is approximately at the level of the nose, eyes, left, right, and then from the other side, you also do this. Next, for those who can move, the third level. Hands up, you do this. You make a forward movement. First one leg forward, change legs, the other leg forward, and then we move on to the main exercise, a more complex one. That was a warm-up. Now we turn with our back. We put our hands here, elbows here. I will lean like this. Elbows. I lean. You see, I lean with my elbows. I put my hands like this, also like this. I put them and now I make a movement back and forth. I push back and forth, back and forth. I also do this in 3 positions. When the elbows are at shoulder level, elbows at eye level, and above in the 3rd position when the hands are up. In all 3 positions, but after each movement, rest in all 3 positions. Make 10 movements. Make a movement. Back exhale. Exhale fully so that your chest is practically flat at its maximum. Exhale all the air from your chest, and here, inhale. Take as deep a breath as you can. And so we move to the quadriceps muscle of the lower back. And so, friends, the 3rd muscle of the quadriceps of the lower back. And we just need to turn it off from breathing so it doesn't interfere with our breathing. For this, we lie on our back. The exercise with you is difficult. We raise our head to strain the stomach. You can bend your legs. You can keep them straight. There is no difference. And here, just breathe. Just lie like this statically. Maintain tension in the stomach. Look up and down. Don't look up so that your neck muscles also work at the same time. And in this position, just do 10-15. Inhales and exhales. In this way, your abdominal muscles will be tense, not as you are used to relax during inhalation, but will be free to move during exhalation. Quadriceps muscles of the lower back, and these are 12 ribs. It moves back. And so, friends, this device will now show us the level of oxygen in the blood. To measure this level, we take our favorite finger, put it here, press the button, and see what it shows us, what my level of oxygen in the blood is at the moment. It will also show the pulse at the same time. 99, you're practically healthy. 1 more % and I'll be an astronaut. 99% oxygen level in the blood. 98 became. You see, I exhaled too much when I speak. I exhaled once before the video. Now I'm speaking on one exhale. Let's see what level of oxygen my friend has. There's no level. I didn't exercise. How can we increase our blood oxygen level quickly enough? Because as it turned out, according to the latest data, as British scientists explained, there's only 20% oxygen in the surrounding air. Imagine, and in the blood, it needs to be 99%. What should we do? Can't we breathe air that would have 100% oxygen? That would be nice, wouldn't it? Where would you go? Where there's as much as you think there's no pine forest? Friends, there's a device called an oxygen concentrator. Our lungs are now working at maximum capacity. All the ribs are moving. We've done the exercise, and now it's time for us to breathe with the purest 100% oxygen. Why should we breathe with only these 20%? Our lungs want more, friends, and this wonderful device can help us. It works in such a way that it takes in this ordinary air, which lacks something, pulls in 20%, and in some places, maybe even 15% for those who live near roads. And it gives out, how much do you think? 95, 96. No, it gives out 100% oxygen, imagine, and you take this little thing, put it on like this, and from here, through these little holes, you will get straight 100% oxygen into your nose. Imagine, and you can record a video, for example, like I am doing now. Or watch TV, do whatever you want, read a book if there are such people who still read books. And attention, be careful. Let's go. Oops. Well, what? What can I say? Good. Good. Vision is even clearer, as if it's becoming not bad. Here it comes out. Look, here it comes out. Oxygen comes out of these holes. Who might find this device useful? Well, of course, those who have various chronic lung diseases. It's also good for prevention. Just for example, if you feel some kind of fatigue, just take a breath, and it will refresh you after that. Respiratory diseases, various chronic obstructive bronchitis. If you live near the highway, also with clean air in the forest. If you never went there, now you will envy me. Of course, you all breathe there with 20% oxygen, and I with 100. So it is arranged that here it all still goes through water, all this air. It accumulates and gives a feeling, yes, that I have already changed, that now you see a Roman on my cheeks. Well, we've charged up a bit. Let me give you some too. Come closer to the screen. That's a different matter. Did you feel good? So, friends, what can I tell you from experience? What a real impression. Well, first of all, it cheers up the mood, because oxygen does get into the blood easier after all. Working with this device will also be beneficial for everyone who has various lung diseases, chronic bronchitis, obstructive disease. Who smokes? Oh no, don't smoke. But if you smoke, at least use this. It's also beneficial for you. What can I say? I also had a cold that wouldn't go away for 2 days. This really helped. The most interesting thing is, I don't know why, although it doesn't have it, but it's not intended for treating a cold. Apparently, but it helped me for some reason. Probably also kills the infection. Pure oxygen does. So friends, the device is good, I recommend it. Along with exercise, it gives a great effect, convenient to use in everyday life. Do what you want, read books, engage with important information on your phone. Please follow the link in the description. I'll leave you the contacts of this device. You can order it with pleasure. But I like it. I'll keep it for myself. I'll breathe clean oxygen. Friends, well, I don't even want to interrupt, so I'll say goodbye to you. Well, friends, do you feel it, right? See, even the eyes are shining. The cheeks have become rosy because the health level is increasing. So, we do exercises. We train, we like, we comment, we breathe clean oxygen, we measure the oxygen level. I'll also leave you a pulse oximeter. You can take it from the link. 99, see the maximum, and so friends. Well, what we like, comments. We are waiting for a new video. We subscribe. We are engaged. We breathe. We do the exercise until new broadcasts. 99%, 100%. Oxygen, 99. Good luck. Well, friends, we proceed to the exercises so that now our lungs could move to the maximum chest cell. How do you feel? Yes. Became more cheerful right away, yes? Wanted to live all. Let's start the exercise.